Hey everybody, Ron Phillips here. Today we're going to go take a look at auction prep, what we do for auction prep. Let me show you, this is John. He handles everything down here in Florida for us. So John and I are going to go out. We're going to take a look at some properties for tomorrow's auction. We'll see exactly what we get from the auction. In addition to that, we're going to go look at a property that we just bought. We bought some in bulk. We bought 7 houses from an asset manager at a bank. Unbelievable. They're all brand new, never lived in houses. Terrific properties. They're all identical, but you'll be able to get an idea of what we have the ability to do out here in addition to what we do at the auction. We have relationships with bankers and with asset managers at banks, so that we have the ability to buy in bulk at terrific prices. The houses that I'm gonna show you that we just bought, we bought all in the mid-50s. Can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was 55, 57, something like that, that we paid for each one of these 7 houses that are brand new, never lived in. So anyway, we're gonna go do that. We'll show them to you in just a second. All right, so here's one of the 7. They all look identical. They're all built by the same builder. Came from the same asset manager. Terrific properties though. As you can see, what's brand new, never lived in. So let's go inside and take a look. Okay, so the first thing we do when we buy, we change out the locks, and we install a key box on there, and we put out a sign for our property management company immediately. So you can see that down there. Put out the sign, make sure that it's advertised, so the day that we buy it, we start to get calls. Obviously, only if it's ready to be lived in, which these are, because they're all brand new, never lived in houses. All the appliances are in: dishwasher, range, microwave. There's the kitchen, living room area. There's the entrance to the garage. Also, washer and dryer. So here's the rest of the house. It's a split plan. Got a nice little computer nook on the way to the 2 bedrooms over here. And then shared bath, linen closet. And then this is the master bedroom, master bath. His and her closets. I mean, really nice place. And as you can see, guys, this is unbelievable value. We paid somewhere around $57 for this house. Bought 7 of them all together. This is the stuff that you guys should be doing. Okay, so we're getting ready to show you how we get ready for the auction. This house right here is coming up for auction tomorrow. So first thing we're going to do is try to get into the house. John's going to let us in. This wasn't such a big deal, but now down here there's Chinese drywall, and so we have to get into the property. We can't buy anything that we haven't visually inspected. So as you can see, there's some leftovers from the people who were foreclosed on, and this property needs some work. Okay, so John, tell us what we're looking for here.
Well, essentially we're looking for how much work needs to be done on the property, and also then how much Chinese drywall, or if there is any. So we'll check some of that. Got my trusty screwdriver. We'll undo and look at some things that have copper, and flashlight for the dark areas, because none of these have power.
Okay, great. You know, really, the place doesn't look that bad. We've got tile floors in the kitchen. It needs all the appliances, but the cabinets look like they're in really good shape. Carpet looks like it might need to be replaced in a couple of areas. This right here you see a lot when you come into the houses. This means that someone else other than us has been here looking for Chinese drywall. They've already done the hard work and taken that off. If there's Chinese drywall, what you'll see right here on this copper wire is it'll just be black. The Chinese drywall corrodes the copper, and since the ground wire is hanging out, it's easy to pull that out and make sure that there isn't any. And you'll see that in several places throughout the house. So 3-bedroom with a den plus with a bonus room. This house is has got to be between 16 and 1,800 square feet, which means it costs between $180,000 and $200,000 to build. And this thing will probably be at the auction for sale tomorrow for somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000, which is unbelievable. So that's what we're looking for. Now we're going to go outside and we're going to inspect the outside. Okay, so now we're on the outside and we're just going to see what the situation is with the air conditioner. Looks like we're going to be about $4,000 on the inside at the most. And I've got a nice screened-in lanai back here, which is great. And you see the houses around here are really nice as well. Looks like all the water equipment, John, is all the water equipment there?
Yeah.
Got the pump?
Essentially, all of these houses are on a well in this town and in most towns in the town I live in as well. So this is your incoming water, which the wellhead is actually out there in the weeds. But
see a little white pipe sticking up out there.
It comes up underground, and most of the water here has a sulfur or rotten egg kind of a smell to it. So it pumps from the well out there into this tank, which has some sprayers inside. So when it sprays, it mists the water in there to fill up this tank, and that misting of the water gets rid of that sulfur smell, which is what these vents are for. And it's all diffused. So once that happens, there's another pump, which this one has inside of the tank, and I can tell it's still there because the wires are still connected. Sometimes they'll steal the pumps out of there, but it'll pump from there. And these are two pressure tanks to create the water pressure in the house. But it goes from this tank through the water softener and into the house for the water supply for the house.
Right, and so a whole water equipment system is what?
$3,000.
Oh, $3,000. Wow.
If everything's gone, like if you had to replace the whole nine.
Gotcha. So the 1,500 is probably just for the for the softener, which is a lot of times gone, and a lot of the times the air conditioning is gone too. This one looks good. They'll cut the guts out of these, the copper, and you'll find them and they're just completely dismantled or just gone altogether. But this one has air conditioning, so we're looking at about under $5,000 for the whole place. Okay, so John, we're at the next house. Now this property's vacant. This is the second one we looked at, and many of them are vacant. If they're not vacant, what do you do?
If they're not vacant, I can't go in. I can't determine if there's Chinese drywall typically. If they're not vacant and there's people actually home, then I'll go knock on the door and see if I can check out their drywall. A lot of times actually people are okay with that, particularly if they're tenants, because they don't want to get kicked out, and they know that they've got enough friends that have had the foreclosure process happen that they know if we buy it, then we'll probably work out some deal for them to be able to stay. So,
okay, let's go look at this house. Okay, so we've just come to this house back, and we have found a pool. Although this pool is ugly. It looks kind of like the Titanic. It's growing some really nice stuff in it. Really ugly pool. However, that's not a bad thing. They clean up fine. We couldn't get in the front door, so we've come back here to check the back door, which is obviously open because there's no lock there. Nice kitchen. Looks like, again, needs all appliances. The carpet is pretty torn up, so we'll probably replace that. This house has Corian countertops, which are nice.
There's also a really distinctive smell in a house that has Chinese drywall. You can smell it typically when you first walk in.
Yeah, it's a really strong sulfur smell. But really, you know, the house looks to be in pretty good shape. The place needs paint, and it needs carpet, appliances, a little bit of drywall repair, but pretty much that's it, except for a nice good cleaning.